I just realized earlier today that we are a month and 6 days from the day that I leave for Sturgis, and I have not finished or even recorded a whole lot of videos that I plan on doing. And I actually was flooded by a question about best vendors and where should they not miss, because it's their first time at Sturgis and all that stuff just a few minutes ago, and so I figured, why not do that? So let's dig into all the best places that you should not miss at Sturgis for you to go and spend all of your money. As I have told my father for years, don't leave nothing. When you pass away, leave like 25 cents in a drawer or nothing. You spend that money while you're here. I am fine, your grandchild's fine. Stop trying to save everything. So when you go to Sturgis, spend money. Go buy fabulous things that make your motorcycle flashy and glitzy and louder. I've done it for years, and it's been a great, fantastic financial investment. But anyway, so I thought I want to talk about a little bit, like vendors that I will not miss. Even having been a bunch of times, these are places that I will not miss while I'm there because I want to see their latest stuff. I want to talk to the people, maybe get some stuff and get it put on. These are the kinds of people I think you should not miss while you're there. And this really involves two places. There's two main places in Sturgis during the rally that you don't want to miss going to visit vendors. The first one, the big one, the giant one, they actually call the Rally at Exit 55. Now that is it's Black Hills Harley's main store off of I-90 at Exit 55. It's kind of between Rapid City and Sturgis. Easy to find, you can't miss the damn things. When you're on I-90, you'll see a sea of branded tractor trailers, you know, there on the side of the road. You cannot miss this. But most of them are there, but there's a few that I will not miss that are in other places. But if you go to the Rally at Exit 55, it's a city of installations, of tents, of setups, displays, you know, ways. Look at the camera's all foggy from the humidity. I'll be back in a minute. Was it my amazing good looks fogging up the camera? Could be. Anyway, so Rally at Exit 55. Just rows and rows of vendors. Now there's food, there's drink, there's beer, there's bars, like full service bars, there's all that stuff. Porta potty setup. You can spend a day, and we will. We will spend a day at Rally at Exit 55. Just looking at what the newest and latest is. And even some old standards, you know, companies that I like, that I've bought their stuff for years, they're there, and you want to see their latest things. So a few that I will not miss at Rally at Exit 55. First off, of course, my pals at Advanblack, who helped me buy the old shovel that leaks. There's some oil on the ground. It's from the oil bath on the chain, not the motor, but still, she lubricates the planet. Anyway, so my friends at Advanblack will be there. They're the ones that do stretched body parts, painted to match parts. One I'll show you right now, sitting here. This is actually the headlight cowl that they make for the Rogue line. So this is painted to match. Woo! Same color as the ST is. But you can actually add this to a modern Rogue Glide fairing, 15 and up, and it adds sort of a custom look to it. There's a prime example. So something like that. Stretch bags, bag lids, wrapper fenders, the Bagger Boss rear end that we're about to put on the wife's bike, all that sort of stuff. So Advanblack will be there. We'll probably do a meet and greet at their tent, actually, because we'll be hanging out anyway. And I don't know his schedule, so I don't want to overspeak, but my good friend Steve from Sick Baggers, he will be there also. Great dude, good friend. Steve's awesome. He's way better than I am at this, to be honest. We actually did a live bike rebuild at the Advanblack tent last year, so you might remember that. But if you're not a subscriber of Sick Baggers, go sign up. He's a badass dude, like him a lot. So Steve will be there as well. Other vendors we will not miss that are within the rally there. So Custom Dynamics may or may not have their own tent, but if not, there's a couple different places to get their stuff and have it installed real time. A couple different. My favorite ones to pick up some Custom Dynamics lights is probably going to be Fairing Exchange. So my buddy Paul, who did the stereo and bars, he didn't do the stereo, we did the bars, and he did Dad's inner fairing on his trike, and a stereo upgrade on the trike, and the camera's fogged up again. Maybe I'm just sexy. Maybe it's my not to out heat, as they say, that's like fogging up the camera. I'll be back in a minute. How about now? Are you going to stay not foggy now? Let's try this again for the fourth time. So yeah, so Fairing Exchange, Paul, great dude. Really, really nice guy. He does painted to match inner fairings installed. He does Hogworks / Hog Tunes, Wild Boar stereo installs. He does KSD handlebars. He does custom dynamic lights. Stuff that's really cool to do there at the rally. And he installs most things free of charge. Stereo's a little more these days, but you know, not expensive, but a couple bucks. Used to be free, but it's a couple bucks now because it just takes too much time now. There's a lot of electronics. They also do software mods to your bike. So if you have a Batwing bike with passing lamps, I don't know if you realize this, but from the factory, when you turn the high beams on, those go off, even if you haven't turned on with the switch. He can make it to where they stay on, that kind of stuff. So he can make all kinds of software changes in your modern bike. So Paul, Fairing Exchange, good dude. I'm sure we'll go hang out with him for a while because he's awesome. A vendor that I mean, I know them, but I don't have like a relationship there, but I still will stop by because they have a billion little gadgets, is we'll stop by the Rick Rack Tent, R-I-C-K-R-A-K, I think it is. They invented this thing years ago that mounts to a tour pack luggage rack, and there's a bag that like quick releases on and off that rack, and it was revolutionary, and everybody loves that thing. So Rick Rack is now, they sell that stuff they design. Also, you know what though, my pistol holster and my saddlebags Rick Rack, like their product. So they have some cool proprietary stuff they make, but they also sell, you know, a lot of different things. They have a really good cooler for your saddlebag. I run their cooler in my saddlebag, you know, filled with ice and juices, we'll say. Rick Rack's cooler is really good. So stuff like that. Don't miss the Rick Rack Tent. Don't miss Fairing Exchange. Don't miss Advanblack. Who else will be there? I always like to stop by the SNS Tent. Again, no relationship or anything, but they have a really cool tent because not only do they have, you know, displays on camshafts and the different variations, air cleaners. You can pick yourself up a teardrop there if you want to, which I think should be mandatory by law. They have slip-ons they'll install. I think they install slip-ons for free. I don't know about head pipes, but they do exhaust installs. They also, my favorite thing about the SNS Tent is the fact they have all their engines. They're like crate motors on display. So you can go see their knucklehead, their panhead, their shovelhead, their Evo. Like they have display motors sitting there. For me, for some reason, I think it's a lot of fun to go check those out. So they have motors on display and all that. Also cool people. They always have a bowl of stickers and some merch and stuff. And SNS is a brand that's been around since the dawn of time. You have to go check them out. They're badass. Trask is there. So if you want to go see about a turbocharger, it's all the money. I mean, I think it's like $5,000 to $8,000 to $10,000, but they're still really cool. So I always like to stop by the Trask tent and just look and see what they're doing. But Trask is there. Mustang seats are there. One of my favorites I have in the garage right now, 2 of them. And I wish I had more because they don't make one for Gold member. But Clockworks. Clockworks, Brian Clock, Shelton, who works for Brian, the whole crew, really, really good people. So they'll be there. So you can actually pick up a Clockworks windshield. I might need to do that myself, actually, because the wife's bike, we're going to be ready for some serious work to be done before I go to Sturgis, because the wife's 19 CVO is going all the way down, frame and motor and wheels, and that's all that's staying, I mean, and we'll be changing an entirely new body on that bike before Sturgis. I hope, as long as the parts are here in time. But I need to stop by Clockworks to pick her up one of the new colored windshields. They have new colors coming out. I think it'll look cool with what we're about to do with it. But so Clockworks is not to be missed. Also, missed. Their cleaner, Shineworks, is my favorite for quick detailing. The bike is really, really dirty. I'm off track here. I'm sorry. I use S100 foaming cleaner. You cover the whole bike, you let it eat the crap off, and then you hose it off. I like that a lot. But the Clockworks Shineworks is my favorite quick juice to use to wipe the bike down. So Clockworks, Fairing Exchange, Advanblack, go see SNS, go see Trask. Who else? I'm trying to think of before we move to Lizelle. I think that might be it. You might see me jump on the end with somebody else. Oh, don't forget, you know, moving on to Lizelle. Lizelle has a whole bunch of different vendors. There's another city of vendors down Lizelle Street. Like between 7th and 8th is one of my favorite groups, my favorite tent, and that's the Tab Boys. So Tab Performance with the loud zombie baffled BAM sticks, and they install those for free there as well. So Tab will be there between 7th and 8th on Lizelle. So again, Tab is not at Rally Next 55, they're on Lizelle Street downtown. But we will stop by and see them, of course. Awesome people, great product. The only pipe I will run if I have a choice, meaning if you have a dual pipe, then Tab's it. That's the only one I would run. Let's see. And I'm back again for the 9th time. So, besides Tab down there, you'll find a bunch of other vendors that are always fun to look at. So, there's like V8 choppers, there's some trike manufacturers if you're into that. There's some custom seat people. Dan Kite, who does striping, really, really good, very nice guy. Dan, I can't remember. He might be on Lizelle, but he's got it. So if you want to pinstripe your bike, Dan's awesome. I mean, there are others that are. I'm not saying other people are not, but I know Dan really well. He's a really great guy, and he's done a couple of my bikes, and he's really talented. He's been doing it forever. So Dan can't kite, so I would stop by to have your bike striped. And then there's a bunch of stuff. Like if you're into those, they're not motorcycles, but I do think they're fun for like when we get older and want to go to the Keys. I see that. What's that little three-wheel car? It's got two in the front, one in the back. Vanderhall. The Vanderhalls are on Lizelle, I think it is, and that's really cool. So I do think those are neat little boogers. It's not a motorcycle, it's a neat little car, but I do like them. So that's another one to do in Lizelle. Another thing I would do, I believe it's on Lizelle or is it on Main, but I would not miss going to Sturgis Liquor. It's funny, it's just a liquor store, it's Sturgis Liquor. I know you're all like, why would I go to a liquor store? And that's because Sturgis Liquor stocks up on commemorative stuff. So they will have Jack Daniel's Sturgis bottles. I have one inside. I should better show you. It's got a little medallion hanging around it that actually says, was that from the 80th? I don't remember, but it had a little medallion hangs around the bottle. It says Sturgis on the label. And then also within Sturgis Liquor, they will etch your name or the anniversary or whatever you want. You want to bring back a gift to your favorite brother back home. It'll say Bill, you're an asshole on it. Whatever you want to do, they'll do that for you. They will actually put Bill, you're an asshole on there if you want. They also have like commemorative tins. This Sturgis Jack Daniel's banner up here I got at Sturgis Liquor, as well as that little tin sign right there. I got that there. So that's another great place. As far as like t-shirts and stuff, I typically stick to this. I should shamelessly plug my own stuff right now, shouldn't I? Professional-monkey.com. Actually, it's a good time to say this because we're about to run out of time here. So my Russell Murchie design Sturgis merch. You need to order it right now or you're not going to have it by Sturgis. It takes a couple weeks to get it typically. There is right now, I think it's 10% off I put on the store. I'll put the address, professional-monkey.com, but I'll put it here on the screen as well. If you go right now and order yourself your Russell Murchie design Sturgis stuff that has the brown sugar chopper on it, you'll have it in time for Sturgis. You order right now, and there's, I think it's 10% off right now. That'll be good through July 5th? I can't remember. 4th of July weekend I left it on till. So you got a couple days left to get your 10% off and get your Sturgis merch ordered so that you have it in time for the rally. So there you go. Get yourself a Russell Murchie Pro Monkey shirt first. Secondly, while you're at the rally, if you want to go grab something, I typically stick to Hot Leathers. And Hot Leathers has 2 locations. There's some other good places on Main as well, but Hot Leathers is consistent and there's value there. There's a giant location on Main Street, and then my favorite location, just because it's inside the Buffalo Chip, is inside the Buffalo Chip, as I just said. When you're looking at the stage in the amphitheater, left, over here, under the bar upstairs where all the crazy people are got like glow sticks in their mouths at night, underneath that, there's a Hot Leather store in there where you can buy flannels and t-shirts and bandanas and whatever the hell else you want. They got all that stuff there, patches and stickers and pins and all that, gloves. They've got all that stuff in that Hot Leather store. And that's always a fun one to go to because you're in the chip. And then from there, that's probably my favorite places that I will not miss. I can't think of anyone else that I'm forgetting right now, but I got to go take a call real quick, so I'll be back in a second if there's anyone I forgot. There you are. I'm back now. So first thing I would start off with, because we got a whole big long video I did on schedule of events, so I don't want to get too far into that, but kicking off Thursday night, August the 3rd, whatever the Thursday is, before the rally officially starts, we will be at the Kickstands Campground with Jasmine Kane and the Badgers and a bunch of friends hanging out. It's a pre-rally party, so if you are in Sturgis before the rally starts on Friday the 4th. Friday the 4th is first day of the rally. So Thursday night the 3rd at Kickstands Campground right off Highway 90 and Pleasant Valley Road. I'm told there's construction going on there on 90, so just be prepared. I don't have better info for you other than I've heard some locals who reached out and sent me messages saying that I-90 has issues right now and they don't see it being fixed by the rally, but we'll see. Hopefully they can throw down some tarmac quickly. But so Thursday night, August 3rd, Kickstands Campground. Come hang out with us. Be there about 8 o'clock. And we can talk about more about other events. But there's bike shows we're going to be at. We are not going to be at the Creator thing at the Chip on the 5th because we have the Brown Sugar Chopper and what will be the wife's bike and a bike show at the Iron Horse that day. So if you don't want to go hang out with all the influencers, you can come to the Iron Horse that day and hang out with us at a bike show. Last thing I'm going to mention before I shut this down. I am really excited to announce that we actually did finally turn on memberships for the channel. So if you're interested in doing a little more with us and contributing to all this crazy crap that we do, we now have that option. There's 3 different levels of membership. So there's a tab on YouTube. I'm told it works better on a PC than a phone, but there's a tab that says memberships and you can see what the options are. Some of them are very small. I created a real little one that just gets you an emoji and stuff. But the idea is those funds, that contribution is going to help us do stuff to bikes like that without worrying about whether we'll get the money back. So basically that's what I'm going to do. For example, custom seat, custom dash, some other things we want to do to make it right, that's period correct, that we're not damaging original parts. That's what that membership money is going to do. So if you want to contribute to these projects, go check out memberships. I'd really appreciate it. Don't get all fired up thinking that I don't love you if you don't. I appreciate it if you do, but don't worry about it. We're all family. We're going to do this together. We're going to have a good old time. Ain't not a damn thing going to change. But all right, love you all to death. Take care of each other out there. We'll talk real soon.